Well, here are some of the advantages of being an SAT test creator and marker and teacher. I get to travel a lot and go to different places and teach people how to prepare their students for the SAT exam. Here I am in a really lovely place in the north of Spain in Zaragoza, or Zaragoza, for you people. And I'm here this week. My job is to teach teachers who later turn around and teach the SAT, English and math, how to do a good job. As this exam changes all the time, you need teachers who are really on their toes and they know what to do. And at my age, with this old face, I get invited to a lot of these nice things where we do this kind of business, okay? Here you can see where I am. It's a spa in the north of Spain, okay? Some traffic going by. And what happens is, I create the math problems that people around the world have to solve on the SAT test. And later on, I correct the SAT tests. Most of them are multiple choice, but not all, so that's where we make a little bit of money. I also create the English, the reading comprehension parts. I teach SAT by Skype with Spanish, Israelis, American kids, lots of American kids. Why American kids who live in, let's say, San Francisco prefer a teacher by Skype in their bedroom at 10 o'clock at night rather than going to an academy near their high school, I don't know. But, it's money in the bank. But one of the benefits of, doing this for a living is you get to travel a lot. To places where people just want you to come in and maybe teach teachers at a university how they could in turn prepare their students for the SAT test. Maybe in Tokyo, you're invited for maybe a week to talk to students studying education who are going to turn around and maybe they're going to teach high school in Japan and they got to prepare their students for the SAT. Or maybe you go to Netanya, Israel. Or in this case, it's Zaragoza, Spain. You go to different countries around the world and you teach. And that's one of the benefits of this. Also, one of the benefits is you're invited sometimes to schools where kids live in dorms, and they wear uniforms, those $80,000 a year schools where kids go when they're 14 until they're 18. And your job is to basically give those kids a 1 or 2 week course in getting them ready for the SAT. Now, why they prefer to fly you in for that, I don't know. But I would like to believe because we're better at it. Not just because we're Americans and we have university degrees in bilingual math education, which I got, but we have a good hand at it, So, there's money to be made if you have an agent or if you have someone to book you, you can do this kind of stuff. And this is a pretty cool place. My wife is here somewhere, I don't know where, but in this room, in a very short while, I am going to give a speech, believe it or not, sitting at this very majestic table and talking to all the people who will be here who are university professors, and they're interested in knowing how in the world can we get our hands into the SAT test so that our students can go on to American universities, maybe with scholarships, maybe not with scholarships, but things could happen. And things have changed in this business over the years. 30 years ago, going to a USA university was gold. Now, some of the creme de la creme of Europe, they prefer to stay right here and go maybe to Carlos III, which is one of the top universities in Europe, and it's in Spain. Oxford and Cambridge are top universities in Europe, and they're in England. Germany has some fantastic universities. So does France. Political science called Sciences Po or the Sorbonne. And there are other really super universities here. And it turns out since about 6 years ago, due to some political changes in the United States, the money has decided to send their kids right here in Europe to study. So it doesn't affect my business. Thank God those universities also use the SAT, which is pretty cool. Anyway, you like those stairs? I took a photo here about an hour ago because a good friend of mine from way back in Canarsie also put a photo of herself sitting on some lovely stairs like this. Except when I sit here, I look like an ugly old man, and she looks like a 25-year-old beautiful, intelligent woman. Anyway, if anyone else has some funny photos like that, feel free to take them. And I've got to go get ready now. There's my computer plugged in over there, somewhere over there. And I have to check my notes, make sure my very boring PowerPoint presentation is ready. And I'm going to begin today's class by asking these people trigonometry questions. Now, you might think that's weird. I'm here to teach them how to teach the SAT, but I've got to make sure that they know the SAT. So I'll begin with a simple question like there's a triangle. And you know, all triangles have three sides. One side of the triangle is 8 inches, another one is 3 inches. So you've got an 8 and a 3. And you want to build a triangle. You need a third side. So what could possibly be the smallest third side of that triangle? You have an 8 and a 3, and what could possibly be the smallest third side of that triangle? Well, it certainly can't be, let's say, a 0, correct, right? I mean, if you put the 8 on the bottom and the 3 on the top, the one that makes it, if it's a 5, the 5 and the 3 will collapse. So the third side has to be a little bit more than 5, and that's the answer. But you know it, they don't. I'm going to ask them today, you've got a triangle, it has 3 sides. One side is 8. I'll put a stick of 8 on the table. Another side is 3. Don't assume it's a right triangle. Don't use